Hello and good day, and Rax is back. Okay, election's coming up. Got a week or so, maybe two. Depends on where you are listening. And you're hearing all kind of stuff. Some of it's true, some of it's not, and some of it's just crazy. Excuse me. Here's what's going on. The reality is that Trump has a massive landslide of people who are in favor of him. The other reality, they're in favor of does not mean voted for. So the number of people that vote for him is going to massively direct the outcome of the election. There is also, and just face it, there is also a fairly large voter fraud plan being put in place to, let's say, cause him to lose. It's what caused him to lose last time. The actual number of people voting will put him over. The fraud votes, well, depends on how many people vote. So here's the point. If you are in favor of fraud, if you're in favor of fraud, please hang up. No, don't listen up. Listen up. If you're in favor of Trump, please go out and vote. Please vote. Please vote. If you hear that your state or your area or whatever is wildly in favor of Trump and that you don't even need to vote, that is incorrect. You need to vote. You are being told that by people who do not want you to vote because they want basically to steal the election. So I don't care where you live. Vote. Vote for Trump. If you're in an area that is being shown on some polls as wildly blue, vote. Vote. Those polls are not true. Now, there are some areas where Harris is going to get a majority of the actual people that step out and vote. And they don't have to really worry about those areas. I don't know why people would come to that conclusion. I have no idea whatsoever how people could come to that conclusion. It was a good idea to vote for the Harris team, whatever you want to call them. It's just beyond me. It's just ridiculously stupid what they've done, what they've come up with, how they plan. The choices, the fact that she never was primaried, she was ushered in. This is banana republic stuff, people. Don't allow it. Go vote. You still have the right to vote. If you don't vote, that right will be taken away from you one way or another. It will either be taken away in a fashion that says it doesn't matter if you vote because they're going to put who they want. That's called taking the vote away from you. Or they'll just come out and say, we don't need you to vote anymore. We're taking it away from you. So one of those two things could happen, and very, very likely could happen. This is a Marxist revolution that you are looking for. People don't understand Marxism. Marx, if you listen to Marx, why would you want to? If you studied him or if you understand what he's saying, good luck, because his writings sound just like Kamala. It's word salad. It it's high functioning BS. It doesn't have anything to do with, well, conservatism, obviously, or free markets or capitalism. It talks about all those things, but in a Kamala sort of way where you're just saying a bunch of words and it means nothing. It means nothing. Her, unburdened by what happened in the past. That's a line straight out of Marx. Are you listening? Are you listening? There's no equity. Equality and equity are two totally different topics. They don't even intersect. Equality is gives you a shot. Equity takes the shot for you. It's not a good thing, people. It's not a good thing. I don't care who you are. I don't care how hard you have to work. I don't care how hard your parents had to work. This is at stake. They talk about a threat to democracy. You can't listen to that garbage talk and expect to hear the truth. Donald Trump, personally, is a very caring family man who is extremely wealthy and has absolutely no need whatsoever to take command of the position of president. He doesn't have a need any at all. He has a love for this country and a deep desire to help people. He's shown that all his life. The mainstream media even touted that many years ago. Of course, they won't play their old clips. These vicious lies, they are vicious lies. They are sharp instruments of destruction. They are, don't listen to them. Or listen to them and understand that these people are not your friends. They're not your friends. God is your friend. Jesus Christ. Listen to him. If he tells you to vote for Kamala, I'm all for it. I can't see it, but you have to vote your heart, and your heart has to be with Jesus Christ, or it's not going to work out well for you in the long game. The lies that you're being told have to be crushed, or you will be enslaved. It's really one way or the other. I don't know how else to say. Well, actually I do. I know several ways to say it. You're being lied to. You're being lied to all the time. Has Trump ever told a lie? Of course he has. He's a human being. Human beings lie. He'd be the first one to tell you that. Has he ever done anything incorrectly? He'd be the first one to tell you that. Would Kamala tell you that anything they've done was incorrect? No, she won't even talk about what they've done. Why should she? How could that help her? They've ruined the economy. They've ruined the border. They've sabotaged our country. They have allowed a very large army of illegal aliens, among whom are a group of military from several countries who are quite capable, when activated, of causing enough distraction and destruction in this country to rip it out by its roots. That's what they did. They're not going to admit that. They're going to talk about other things. They don't answer direct questions about that. They talk about their values. Well, what are their values? They don't mention that part. I could go on and will go on, and a few likes and a few shares would help this a lot. A few prayers would help this a lot. I believe I will make it until the election. And I think God's going to let me see that. I pray that he lets me see our President Trump getting back into the office. Once elected, there's some outcomes. It's completely stolen. They're not going to allow any court to hear it. If it's completely stolen, it's pretty much game over. There's other things will come into play that are very horrible, and I don't really want to go into that right now because that's not my aim. Trump wins. You're going to see every amount of lawfare that is possible to be used against him. I shudder to say, and I pray no harm, physical harm will come to him, but I can't rule it out. J.D. Vance would then come in, and he's a good dude. I think he'll do fine. But he's not immortal either. The Speaker of the House, Johnson, is a little creepy, but he's better than Kamala. So, whatever, as it goes down the line. I don't really have a good feel for how we're going to come out in the Senate and whether we'll take the Senate back or whether we'll keep the House. I don't know those things. I don't actually have a good feel for those. Anybody that does, please comment. Anybody that feels uplifted by this, please comment. Anybody that feels that they disagree with me strongly and want to say so, you're welcome to comment. I don't deny anybody that. So please vote. Please, for the love of God, get out and vote. You're being lied to. And the only way to take this is by massive amounts of votes, so large that they can't be stolen. Also, once elected, the day after, what would that be, November 6th, until January 20th, Trump is going to have a massive target on him. He knows the ropes now. He knows them way better than he did the first time. And I trust that even though he will not always do what I agree with, he will take his heart and his generosity and his strong business sense to the office with him. And that I will absolutely agree with. So I pray that he gets in. I pray that his movements are watched over and that on January 20th he's sworn in without incident. Will there be riots? I can't tell you there won't. But do you remember whenever there was a summer of mostly peaceful riots? Well, does that include the January 6th that they keep going after? Was that mostly peaceful? Well, actually, it was a whole lot more peaceful than the mostly peaceful ones. Yeah, the mostly peaceful ones, they were burning and killing. And yeah, January 6th was a setup by the FBI and a few others by putting a few in the crowd to activate the entry and just allowing the pressure of the crowd to push through. That's all that happened. And then, of course, all the lies that came after that, of course, happened and fueled. But those who set it up, I truly blame Nancy Pelosi on this because she, as the Speaker of the House at the time, was in charge of the House and actually Capitol security, and Trump offered to send in National Guard, a large contingency of National Guard for that day, just to be there, just to stabilize things and keep them calm. He highly recommended that, and there's proof of that. There's also proof that Nancy Pelosi denied it vehemently and actually didn't upgrade the security in the Capitol at all for that day. And that was her job. So obviously she's involved. Obviously she's like, I don't know if she was the ringleader, but she was told what to do and she did it. She's the one that gave the commands. It's all, she's not in jail and probably will never be tried for that. I don't know what the hell happened with her husband and the hammer. That was just weird beyond belief. But so many setups. I mean, George Floyd, the man probably would have died if he sat in the car. He was so drugged out. The guy that tried to arrest him and put cuffs on him was fighting a drug-crazed felon who he knew was a drug-crazed felon and knew the level of mayhem that this man had already done. And that this man was only trying to put cuffs on him. That's all he was doing. You can say anything you want. He can't breathe. Of course he can't breathe. He was about to die anyway. But so this man is showing he's in jail for nothing. He did nothing wrong. Was he aggressive? Of course he was aggressive. Did he look aggressive? Of course he looked aggressive. If I'm trying to subdue a mindless savage that's out of his mind on drugs, that is large and has done horrific things to people before, and I'm aware of that, and I'm the one trying to subdue him, I'm going to look pretty aggressive. Pretty aggressive, I got to tell you. I might be old and I might be feeble, but, if somebody wants to try and take me down, I guess they'll probably be able to do it, but I guarantee you they're going to seek medical attention. So let's dance. I love you, people.